Hey, what's going on, guys? It is Fox98 here. Welcome back to another episode of my F1 2020 My Team Crimo for you guys today here on the channel. We are here for the Belgian Grand Prix season number 2, shall I say. And look at that then. So in terms of the driver retirement rumours, it looks like Vettel might be retiring from this season. How coincidental to the fact that his future is very uncertain in Formula 1 in my team versus in real life. Yeah, it's quite funny. I thought it was quite funny that. Although by the time this video goes out, Vettel may have already sorted out his own contract. I'm actually recording this on the day of the 70th anniversary Grand Prix, so I have no idea what's going to happen between now and whenever this video actually eventually gets released. But we're going to have a look at the R&D tree and see what we want to do, because we've got 2,341 resource points to bank our bucks with. So we're going to go and see what we fancy purchasing. And we go ahead and make an upgrade to the chassis for the tyre wear, because I feel like that was something that I wanted to have a little look at improving, especially heading in towards the Singapore Grand Prix, where I feel like the tyre wear is going to be absolutely critical. And also for this weekend, we have taken ourselves a brand new power unit and a brand new gearbox. If you've seen the last episode, you would have seen that we had some severe gearbox problems, which nearly cost us the Grand Prix itself. Obviously I replaced that. And heading into these two power-heavy circuits of Belgium and Italy, I do intend on taking a gearbox. Sorry, not a gearbox, a grid penalty for both of those events. But as you can see then, we're going to get set for qualifying and get cracking. Now, of course, as I have taken the gearbox, all the penalties, the gearbox and also the engine penalties, I'm only going to be doing one run just to get a little bit of a side tour of my pace and just to double check with my setup, because I did a lot of work in the practice sessions to finalise a setup that I was comfortable with. What I really just noticed is that I was doing so much work to try and eke out as much performance as I could in the middle sector, but no matter what I tried, I was always slower than the AIs in the middle sector, but I was always going purple in the first and third sectors, so I just decided to scrap any opportunity I had of, shout out to Albon for getting knocked out in Q1, what a joke, yeah, so I just decided I'm just going to heavily attack with my setup for just all-out straight-line speed. So I was so much faster in the final and the first and final sectors. I was like, do you know what? If I can hold with them in the middle sector and just give it my all through there, I'll be able to blitz it on the straight. So that's the aim anyway. But as you can see, she's letting me know that we had a good day today. I mean, I don't really care. So I'm just going to keep my nose clean and cut my way through the field. You won't be next up then, she's going to inform me that I'm not starting at the front of the pack, so I just want to let you guys know that that tablet that she does hold, it does have information, she just doesn't read it, and then she wants me to talk about the way that I just quickly click off of that. I hate that question, it's so pointless, in terms of, what do you think of this team, what do you think of that team, it's like, how is this team doing? It's like, I don't know, and I don't care, just get on with my team. So yeah, I get really annoyed when she asks that question, but in terms of driver and team acclaim, we're actually pretty much stagnated on that point, as we are at a very high level, so we don't expect to be getting any higher anytime soon. But what we do have is Lewis Hamilton then on pole position for Force Career. So whilst I'm starting at the back, my teammate is on pole. And funnily enough, actually, that is, ever since Lewis Hamilton has joined my team, he has a 100% pole position record so far. Yeah, so he got pole at Silverstone, at the Hungaroring, and also here now at Spa-Francorchamps. So maybe he can convert one of those into a win, because he's not converted any of those into Grand Prix victories. He's had 2 second places and a third place, he's pretty much going to have his work cut out. But obviously for us, we're going to be looking to try and make amends with that. In terms of the race strategy then, so we've got the soft tyres to the medium compound tyres. I decided completely against that option, and I'm going to go medium to soft. That's my route. I saw Lewis Hamilton qualified on the mediums in Q2, so I'm pretty much going to match his strategy. Also, match what Ricciardo did at the British Grand Prix, which allowed him to win. Remember, he started with medium compound tyres. But here we go then. It's 5 red lights from the back of the grid here, and it's lights out. We go here to start the Belgian Grand Prix. It's a good start from Lewis Hamilton as we go in towards the first corner. He has to cover off Valtteri Bottas into turn 1. Side by side, they go into last horses. We're going to hug the inside line and take a bunch of places now down the inside. And I think we've taken about half the grid actually down the inside of last horse, because that's where they tend to go now as we go onto the straight here. And blasting away now through, as you can see Gasly in behind. We've got a yellow flag up ahead. Someone's had a big crash into there, and we've got to slow down, avoid all of the carnage. The safety car has been deployed now, and to my own surprise, I mean, I'm up into 6th place now. Yeah, but let's have a look then. So Ricciardo then, he's watching the Leclerc-Perez battle, and he just loses control of the car up Eau Rouge, and then Norris goes into the back of him. I think Vettel and also potentially Magnussen went into the back there. This is on board with Norris now. You can see Ricciardo's just lost it on his own there, going up Eau Rouge, and then Norris tries to find some form of evasive action. Everyone just slowed down. I actually had to go around the outside and just, well, you saw, get past everybody, and I made it through in one piece. So from starting P22, we're on to lap 3 of the Grand Prix. I'm now in 5th. So, sod the grid penalty. We're right in the thick of it now. I thought I was going to have to do a hell of a lot of overtaking. Clearly, I'm now pretty much just, right back where I should be normally. So that grid penalty, after one lap, means nothing. And we go green flag racing once again then. We're up into P5 now. Leclerc and Hamilton are on the same strategy as myself. Both the Mercedes cars, we get very deep at the last horse there, are on the soft compound tyres. Stroll behind me, also on soft. So let's see where our pace is at then, now that we're at the front of the field here. Let's see if we can try and challenge now as we go up the hill now for the first proper time in this race. No dramas this time around, no one losing the back end and spinning around. But annoyingly, I was actually not closing up to Leclerc as much as I thought I wanted to. I had to cover off Stroll here, using a bit of ERS at my disposal, but eventually we do stay in front of Lance. And of course, his soft compound tyres are going to warm up a lot quicker than mine, so as soon as they warm up, we'll be out of the way, and that's exactly where we are now. Lap 6 of the Grand Prix. Leclerc is now in our sights here as we make our way down towards Eau Rouge here. Hamilton leads out front, starting to pull away a little bit now from the two Mercs here, but I need to get past Leclerc. Back end slides a little bit there on the exit of the Raidillon. Now go onto the Kemmel straight, fake towards the outside line, swap it to the inside line, and we absolutely fly past the Ferrari in a straight line, and we're through into 4th place now in this Grand Prix already, as we now blast our way through this middle sector here with this helicopter cam. And I can't remember the last time I've actually seen a full-on helicopter cam in F1, from F1 2019 that is, so I wanted to follow on board with it. It's just absolutely beautiful watching the cars from a helicopter perspective as we set the fastest first sector of the race so far. Perez with the fastest lap, but crucially, Hamilton is holding his own now on to lap 10 of the Grand Prix. He held his own all the way up until he's going to be making his one and only stop now for the end of the race. Although, by pitting now on lap 10, that pretty much looks to me as if he's going to stop for hard tyres, because he can't take the soft compound tyres 12 laps in this race. So, I mean, I could be wrong. Maybe Hamilton's doing a strategical masterclass, but it's a bit weird if he's going to do medium hards in this Grand Prix. Let's find out what tyres he goes on to, though, as he comes in now. In fact, we're not going to find out what tyres he's going. There we go. He does. So he does go onto the hard tyres, which means that what are the Mercedes duo go on then? That's the question. And the answer is going to be very close now, coming out of the pits here between Hamilton and Bottas, former teammates now, and it's going to be side by side. Bottas just in front now, but going up Eau Rouge, they're going to have to give each other some space here. This is going to be very, very close down as they go to the top of Raidillon. Oh, the back end gets very loose there on the exit of Raidillon for the Mercedes now, and onto the Kemmel straight here. Hamilton's got the DRS here. Bottas is on the medium tyres, so Mercedes are going to go soft medium. Hamilton doing medium hard, so a strange strategy then for my teammate. And on to lap 13 of the Grand Prix now. I'm not doing medium hard, I'm doing medium to soft. That's my strategy. And now we're coming in for our one and only stop of the Grand Prix. The pace was very, very good on the medium compound tyres. I was really, really happy with them. And now going on to the soft tyres, I'm just going to be that much quicker because I was able to match the pace of the Mercedes-Benz duo on the medium compound tyres, and they were running softs. Now I'm running softs on lighter fuel. It should be absolute piece of cake as we pit for a set of soft tyres. That's a really quick pit stop there from the Force Korean boys. They know that we're in for an absolutely titanic scrap between ourselves and Mercedes-Benz as we come out of the pits now, rejoining in 4th place, but pretty much not losing the time that we did compared to our previous stop. You can see there, the gap's still 1 second then between myself and Perez. So really, we've not lost anything by staying out those extra laps on our medium tyres. We had fantastic pace. Of course, we're going to lose some time now because Perez is in the DRS range of Valtteri Bottas, but lap 15 of the Grand Prix, we are right in the DRS range here of Sergio Perez. We're going to open up the DRS now, use some of the ERS battery and also some of our fuel mixture, but I just realised that I just wasn't quite closing enough on Sergio, and as you can see, we set the fastest first sector of the race so far, but look how close the top 4 is. We've got Hamilton going through your screen, then it's Bottas, then it's Perez, and then it's myself. If this was an actual Formula 1 Grand Prix right now, I think David Croft would no longer have any forms of liquids in his lower body regions. They would already have been released into his go, go, go mug that he has for the 70th anniversary Grand Prix. But now for us though, we're going to try and press onwards here in this top 4 scrap. Leclerc is 11 seconds back, so it is literally a straight fight. Force Korea versus Mercedes. Let's get it. So here we go then. Now, as we go in towards the end of the middle sector here, pretty much just following Sergio Perez and just having a little look at where I'm quicker than the Mercedes-Benz car. Mostly it was in a straight line, but what I noticed is that if I'm going to get past Sergio Perez, I might have to do it in an unorthodox place, and that goes for Bottas as well, because they've got the DRS here. But this is what I'm talking about in terms of straight line speed. You can see here, using the Rich Mix and ERS, look how much we're starting to gain a little bit. Obviously, Perez has the slipstream of Bottas as well, but we are gaining on the Mercedes-Benz driver. Now towards the bus stop chicane. Can we do anything in here perhaps then, as we break very late into the chicane? We actually do quite a good job of closing that gap to Perez, especially mid-apex there. Got a lot of performance out of it. And now opening up the DRS here, a little bit late on that front, but as we set the new fastest lap of the Grand Prix for 141.8, we're looking back in range here. We're going to go for it now down the inside of last source on Sergio Perez. Catch him unawares there. Get a little bit stuck to his car, so I had to pull over just to make sure that we didn't have any more further contact there and have a side pod glitch. But we are through then, past my former teammate Sergio Perez, up into the podium places now. Sorry, Sergio, but unfortunately I've got better drivers in my arsenal now as we go on to the back straight here and trying to close up the Bottas. Not going to do it though. Lap 17 of the Grand Prix, and we're once again closing on Valtteri, who's about 0.8 of a second back off of Hamilton, but we're 0.4 of a second back from Bottas, so he's going to have the DRS here on the Kemmel straight. But let's see what we've got in our back pocket then, as we're now going to turn up everything to 100% now. This is going to be a very close opportunity. Bottas goes defensive then in towards Leclerc. We'll go around the outside of Bottas. Lovely move then, going a little bit deep though. Bottas will try and cut back underneath us now. Switchback doesn't work. Hold the inside line. Perfect overtake. That's second place now in this Belgian Grand Prix, and with just 5 laps to go, Hamilton on hard tyres, I'm on the soft compound tyres. I fancy this one, you know, to try and win from starting last. I mean, I got a massive benefit by the fact that Ricciardo basically gave me about all the places I needed, but we set another fastest lap of this race so far as we go in towards La Source. Jeff is once again telling me that my fuel load is low, and it is actually low. We are under fuel, but it's only by 0.11, so we can save that in 1 lap. So it's absolutely fine as we now go through Eau Rouge and then past Radion and onto the Kemmel straight. Both of the Mercedes cars now falling back from us now, as it's 1.4 between myself and them as we're closing up on Hamilton, getting very, very close in the slipstream. Hamilton goes defensive. We'll go to the inside line, break really late. What a great amount of closing speed. Up into the lead of the Belgian Grand Prix we go. And that's a beautiful overtake there on my teammate Lewis Hamilton. And now we lead the Belgian Grand Prix, and it's all about just saving the fuel and ERS and getting us back in one piece. Also, I wanted to drag Hamilton with me because Mercedes were reclosing the gap now. You can see it here. But crucially now, Hamilton, after me allowing him to stay in my DRS just so he doesn't get swamped by the Mercs, decided all of a sudden, I want to fight you. And I was like, okay, this is a bit nervy for me. But now as we go in towards Stavilo corner here for the 21st time, we go a bit wide then onto the grass. That's not going to help us out here as we go through the next section of the corner. Get really close. I made contact with the wall there. Hamilton now goes along side by side. We get a warning for track limits there. So close to a DNF in this Grand Prix as Hamilton then has to sit back and wait. But speaking of DNFs, Ocon is out of the Belgian Grand Prix. I don't care about Ocon. I care about the fact that this is still a Titanic four-way scrap for the win here at the Belgian Grand Prix. We go super deep into the bus stop chicane. I have to defend the position, hoping that Mercedes don't overtake Hamilton as well. That's what I'm trying to stop. But also, it's very hard because I'm trying to defend against Lewis Hamilton after he's now got a second bite of the cherry. My soft tyres have gone off pretty much at this stage, and Lewis Hamilton's hard tyres, they could go for the whole race. So yeah, he's going to have a limited tyre life. We've still got plenty of pace, but I just try my best to get Lewis Hamilton and stay in front of the Mercedes-Benz duo. So kept him in my DRS range pretty much. But the crucial thing is when Hamilton attacked, I've then got to try and defend the position, but not too hard that the Mercedes then sneak on through. So it was a really tough scenario here. But as we go in towards Lecom now for the last time here in this Grand Prix, we managed to make it safely through in order. And obviously this will be the first time, if this holds, this season that Force Korea get a 1-2 finish. It's something that I've been looking for. We haven't achieved it yet. So far, we're in prime position, but we've still got the rest of the lap to go now. So to go in towards this next part of the circuit. This is where we're going to have to hit a little bit easy now, because Ocon, of course, there's his car parked up to the side. Yellow flags now throughout all of Pouhon here. So this is not going to be a place where Hamilton can go for an overtake, but the green flag goes back underway again. I actually use a bit of ERS here because I knew that Hamilton was quick through this section now. As we go through in towards this middle portion of the lap now, and just trying to find our way through nice and safely now. This time Stavilo corner. Let's not try and mess this one up this time around. Much, much better through Stavilo this time around. And then as we take the corner through, absolutely fine. And all of that ERS battery that I've got at my disposal, we're going to have to use every single inch of it because Hamilton is all over the back of the gearbox now as we go through in towards the Blanchiment and out up towards the bus stop chicane here, still using the ERS to its absolute maximum. Now towards the bus stop chicane for the last time here at the Belgian Grand Prix. It has been a closely fought, high-intensity Grand Prix, but we're going to come across the line and win the Belgian Grand Prix after starting in last place in this Grand Prix. We will take the checkered flag, and what a Grand Prix. What a race. Driver of the day, obviously. We started last and we finished first. Obviously, as I'll say, we took a hell of a lot of benefit from Ricciardo's problem, because if we didn't have him going up Eau Rouge and me gaining all the places up to like P5, I was ready to actually have to give the places back, but for a legal overtake. But everyone slowed down so much that I sort of just took evasive action, went out to one side, and I made my way through all of the cars. I was ready for it to say illegal overtake and for me to just give all the places back, but because I didn't get any form of illegal overtake for what I did, for taking evasive action, I'm keeping the position. It is what it is. So it just meant from there then, after the safety car came in, we were pretty much just in a standard Grand Prix then. From there on in, we were facing off against Charles Leclerc, dispatched him nice and comfortably, and then just took the fight to Mercedes and gave Hamilton the support that he needed, and we actually beat him in the end. But it is then the 1-2 for us today. The top four separated by 1.3 seconds. What a race. Leclerc then in P5 ahead of Sainz, Ricciardo, Stroll, Norris, Magnussen, Kvyat, Giovinazzi, Verstappen, Raikkonen, Vettel down in P15 after he broke his front wing during the Ricciardo crash as well. Ricciardo with a great recovery actually, because the Drivers' Championship, Lewis Hamilton goes in front of Daniel Ricciardo now, and it's 89 points behind myself. It's looking very, very hard now for anyone to really challenge me, unless I have an absolutely dreadful second half of the season. In the Constructors' Championship, though, that 1-2 finish, beautiful. 128 points clear now we are of Mercedes-Benz, and we will take that with absolute ease in this race. As Claire says then, it was definitely an exciting race. My favourite race so far in this series. In terms of securing the top two positions, yeah, we're like two peas in a pod. Apart from social distancing, of course. This was a weird question, actually. Did you think the grid penalty was justified? I was sort of a bit like, well, I don't really know what to say. I was sort of like, well, if you break the rules, you pay the price. I don't really know what to say, so I just no-commented on it. Because it was justified, because I took a grid penalty, it is what it is. So I was a bit perplexed, but I don't really know. And then, of course, praising, of course, my teammate Hamilton for getting up onto the podium. And, it's amazing to see us get that 1-2 finish, what we've been genuinely looking for such a long time. The rivalry between myself and Bottas, we're now 11-5 clear of the Mercedes-man. And looking then at the driver acclaim, we go getting closer to level 15, and then the team acclaim shoots up, and we get closer now to team acclaim level 19. We should get that by around about like Japan, something like that. And then obviously the only thing that we didn't get, unfortunately, for this weekend was the 100 laps. We only did 82, and annoyingly again, damage deductions, I got 50k knocked off. I don't know what I did. I don't. So yeah, oh well. But we are at 10.83 million, which is awesome, because we can now start to look at potential facility upgrades, because of course we've still got till the end of the season to sign Lewis Hamilton, and his budget is 13 million. However, I am going to still play the safe game and make sure that I save up so that if I purchase something, I'm still on that 13 million, and it just gives me that crumb of comfort then. But guys, that is going to wrap it up for today's F1 2020 My Team Career Mode video for you guys today here on the channel. I hope you guys have enjoyed it. If you have, feel free to drop it a like and subscribe to the channel if you're new around here as well for more Formula 1 content, as I try and hit 20,000 subscribers by the end of the year. I make my second ERS upgrade to help with the recharge rate, and until then guys, I'm going to see you next time. So thank you very much for watching, and yeah, take care all. Peace.